Yeah, man, it's crazy. 4th of July weekend. You gonna be popping some fireworks?
Maybe. Definitely gonna be grilling, eating.
Nah, for sure.
I like eating, so.
And I like his cooking too. I can't lie, man. He gets down. So I just don't know how to cut onions though. Sorry, I just had.
That shit's funny. I was trying not to laugh.
No, it's more natural if you just laugh, you know, like, cause then it's like Jeremy said, you can cut it all up, bro. That's the beauty of recording, bro. You can just record so much and then you go back and edit. But let me ask you this, Gordo, like, what was the very first haircut you ever did, for real? Taper, fade?
On myself.
The Caesar cut?
Nah, the very first haircut that I ever did was on myself, and honestly, I just did it easy. I just did number one with a lineup and ice picks. That's what I did.
Dog, I remember that. Like, before C cups, there was those, huh?
Yeah.
That's crazy. If you know, you know. Maybe you used to just jerk on the block. Not that type of jerk.
It's good.
Nah, but it's man, it's been a minute though since you just started cutting. So what was the name of your first shop, bro?
My first shop was the name was Visions Barbershop. I had a business partner. Shout out to my boy Adam, also known as Ace.
That's right. Shout out Adam.
We went in it together. We were both in a point in time in life where we were just like, you know, fuck it, let's do it together.
Right.
And he was the whole backbone of recording, videography, getting the paperwork right, and you know, I was in charge of in front of the house. So
he was operations manager.
Yeah.
Basically. So that's what's up. Now it's always good to have someone you can, you know, just go in on something.
You know, I do think having business partners is not a bad thing. You just have to have the right business partner.
Exactly. No, and I can only imagine, bro. It's like, cause it's like the same thing with friends. You know, not everybody can be your friend, but you can have acquaintances. You know.
Yeah. Well, that's what I tell you all the time.
Yeah. No. Straight up.
You know, I tell you all the time. Do I know a lot of people? Yeah. Is everybody my friends? No.
No.
Do I think everybody is in your circle for the right reason?
Right.
Half of the time, no. So you just have to be able to recognize who's really there for you, and if you're really there for them.
It's so true, man, because I feel like that's where they get confused, bro. Like people get too friendly, you feel me? I'm like afraid to get too friendly. Like, yeah, it might be cool. I might talk to you and whatnot. And a lot of people, you know, might say the same thing about me. But it's like, I just don't ever like the idea of having a hater. I mean, there's always gonna be haters, you feel me? But I mean, it's just like depending on who you really surround yourself with is what really matters, because like, and I can only imagine too, like in your industry, you got competition everywhere, right?
Oh yeah.
So it's it's competition in a sense, you feel me?
Yeah, in a sense, because like it's competition for you if you make it a competition, right?
Right.
But if you're in your own lane and you know what you got to get done and you don't worry about what the other person is doing, then the only competition that you got to worry about is yourself.
All right, let me ask you this. What barber event was your favorite that you had to judge at? To be 100.
In Vegas.
Vegas? Okay.
Vegas was my favorite one.
Yeah, I was actually with you that trip. That trip got a little wild. That shit was dope. You actually went out there for me though too, to go showcase some music too, so that was dope. It was like a 1-in-1, bro.
Yeah.
Like a 2 for 2.
Bro, going into a $2 million studio, that was crazy.
That was crazy. Where was it at? The Palms?
Yeah, it was at the Palms.
Yeah, like, I don't know, man. I just think that like the whole consistency part of it is what's more important, and like now that I'm coming back into it, it's like full force now, you know. So, and like we could really be doing some stuff.
I think it's just, you know, when you talk about consistency, is, you know, you go to work every morning, like you're programmed to get up in the morning, eat breakfast or skip breakfast and go to work, right? And you work your 8-10 hour shifts. You're used to that, right? So I feel like when you talk about consistency in our industry, where you're trying to be an entrepreneur, I'm trying to be an entrepreneur, you know, and it's about being consistent. You know what I mean? Getting up every morning, going to work, do what you got to do.
Yeah, because the way I look at it, like, you know, there's just like switches that's had in my life where I know how to turn it off, turn it on, and like right now I've just been so consistent with work, like, and that's just been a blessing too. So I really do think that opportunity that has gave me more opportunities, so I can open up more opportunities when it comes to this music. So it's like you got to put yourself in the door that you created, bro. Like you can't just step in doors that are there for you to open or that are already open. Like you got to build that door, you got to build that frame, and you got to open it yourself. You feel me?
One thing that I always say is, don't be scared to step out of the box.
And that too.
You know, don't be scared to venture out, because when you're scared of stepping out of the box, that one opportunity that you have right there, you might have just missed.
True.
You know what I mean?
True. And like it's like they say, you gotta seize the day, you gotta seize the opportunity. Like you can't just be sitting around. Like it's really that. Like, and we ain't trying to sound like get up, get to it. Like you already know what you need to do, you know? Like it's like, are you gonna do it? But also you gotta cut yourself some slack too if you like living through hard times, because you know, as long as you're trying, that's part of doing, because trying is a process of doing. So like you also gotta be humble too, because you know you could really start blowing up in the game. You can really start doing some heavy stuff that you never did before, as far as like, you know, success. And like you just gotta be thankful for it and humble yourself, because you know your head can get a little big, and it's okay to like toot your own horn and pat yourself on the back, but it's more better when it's honestly, it's like that much, it makes it that much more worth it when you know that like you can, you know, take a breather and be like, all right, I know I'm getting to the top, but like I still got a lot of things to do. Like, you know, you just gotta remind yourself.
A lot of people tell a lot of people like, oh, you're such a selfish person.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Okay, but what makes me selfish? Because it doesn't make me selfish because I'm doing something that benefits me but doesn't benefit you. That's selfish.
Right.
Or at the end of the day, I gotta look out for myself because I gotta take care of me and the people around me.
And that right there is called boundaries. Boundaries, man. Like I can't stress that enough. That's probably been like the word of the week for me, especially when it comes to work and like even family, bro. Like you love them, you know, you're gonna be there for them regardless. So at the end of the day, it's no biggie. They'll understand. Mm-hmm. But you know, like I hear that a lot too, bro. Like, are you being selfish? Like, how could I be selfish when I want better for me? Like, that's crazy talk.
Exactly.
So I definitely understand where you're coming from. And like, I mean, we don't come from like, you know, I wasn't born with a silver spoon, you know? Were you?
Hell no.
So, exactly. Like, I feel like people just feel entitled nowadays, like, because things are a little bit more accessible, you know? Like, it's a little bit easier to get things, do things.
I just feel like people
it's the internet too, you know. So
I just feel like if people just want to get something out of everything, right?
Right.
Like nowadays, it's harder to have like a real friend that they are willing. Okay, well, for example, every time I need help with hanging something at the shop, or when I didn't know how to hang TVs, who would I go to? I would go to you, right?
That's right.
And you would come and help me out till late at night, right? When I opened up the shop too, and you didn't ask for anything off me.
Nah,
you know what
exactly.
I mean? You didn't ask for, you know, not even food, not even anything. But like, you know, when you ask me like, yo, I need help with this or I need help with that, I go out of my way because you're my boy, and I want to do that for you.
And it's cool too, because like whether I don't ask her for anything, like when it comes to that, like you're still a giving person.
Oh, yeah.
So you know, like you're still gonna have it set up to the point where we ain't gotta ask you shit, and that's just real shit. You know, like that's just like me being real and like transparent when it comes to that. Because yeah, you do get that a lot. Like a lot of people just want something back, bro. Like oh, I did this for you. What you gonna do for me? Like
exactly.
Like
so who's selfish now?
Exactly.
You see what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. So it's just the name of the game, bro. Like you just gotta know how to move in the game, because I don't care what nobody says. We all in a simulation, but it's a beautiful simulation. So I'm gonna rock with it till RIP, you know. So, I mean, what would you think? Like, all right, let me ask you this though. Like, as far as like the biggest success factor in the come up, what do you think that was? Like the biggest factor that took place
that I
in the
experienced
come up part of the whole being a great barber. Yeah.
Look, I'm not gonna lie if I say, oh, money wasn't part of it, because
Right.
money is part of it, right?
Oh yeah.
But I feel like my biggest factor at all was, honestly, bro, being able to be there for my kid.
Oh yeah.
Cause, yeah, I had a mom. I have a mom and I have a dad and I have my auntie and I have close family members. But, when you're an immigrant and you come here to the U.S., it's like work, right? There ain't no, like there's no time for family, right? It's always how we're gonna get to the bag, how we're gonna pay the rent, where we're gonna live. So me being able to
Right.
to be able to make the time and choose a craft, a profession that I like, and I'm able to be there for my kid and be there for not only for my kid, but for my friends too,
And then like the whole perfecting your crafting, like that shit comes with time, man. People think that shit's overnight, and it just ain't.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what I think, man. I feel like a lot of people, they say, oh, you're selfish or you this. Okay, well, I get it, But what makes me that? Just because you're saying it, or is it because I'm looking out for my people and me? Or because you're not getting something out of it?
Yeah, I just feel like people's thought process tends to be a little different nowadays. And even with the people that we know from back then, their little thought process starts to change. And a few of you know who you are. Nah, I'm just playing. But in reality, like, it's like, you gotta keep moving, bro. You gotta keep pushing. So how are you gonna do it? Like, are you gonna continue to complain about why someone is the way they are? Or like, cause that's what I trip out on, like, how people really are so invested in other people's shit. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
and their issues or relationships.
Yeah, like, I don't know. It just has to be natural. Like,
I mean, I feel like I'm always invested in, like, let's say what you're doing.
In our well-being.
Yeah,
right?
your well-being and what you're doing. Not because I want to be invested as a, like, chismoso, but it's more like, yo, is my boy doing all right? Is he,
All right, but let's be real. If there's some fucking barber talk, like barbershop. So, I really do like coming in and just getting fresh and talking some real shit too at the same time, man. So it's a blessing to even be able to do that.